How? Hi, hola, estoy de regreso. You hear me?
Hello?
Hi, hola,
Hi.
estoy.
Hola. Hola. Buenos días.
Yeah, so my pronunciation is very bad, I know that, but I tried my best. Yes.
Your voice is cutting, by the way.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I said my pronunciation was very bad, I know that. Uh,
No, to be honest, I got, يعني, let's say 2 months, then I ran away. Because the teacher was fluent. She was from Spain, and she never speak English or Arabic. And if you need anything, you will die till you pronounce it correctly. So by the end, I ran away from the courses.
so was that an online course, or you were doing it?
No. We have
Okay.
we have a conferences areas to have French, and for French I went there, but to say no, it was for me difficult. So I have to go for the first half of the course, and after the break I'm never getting back. I have a break for full day.
Okay. Okay.
So I have a little bit French, a little bit Spanish, English, and Arabic. Is fair enough.
Okay. So the next generation of Jordan, they are learning French, right?
Yes.
That's good.
Now they put it in the courses in the schools. يعني, to be honest, as you see, with the يعني, as a destination is growing and there is a lot of potential. So even though in our country, in Jordan, if you have more than one language, you will have more opportunities to get its work, to get promoted, and to have the benefits of having more than one language. So we are going to this line to give more languages for the kids as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
Yes.
Yep.
Now I will start with you with our presentation. First of all, our country name is the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, or you can cut it with Jordan as a destination.
Okay.
Secondly, you will find on the presentation our map, Jordan map, and you can see in Jordan, it's a small country comparing with the other countries that everyone is traveling to. You will find next to Jordan the nearby countries, which is Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, along with Israel, Jerusalem, and Lebanon. And we consider as well Egypt, which is not appear on the map. We consider it as a nearby country as well, because flying from Jordan to Egypt, it takes 45 minutes to 1 hour maximum. And if you want to use the sea from Aqaba to enter Jordan from Egypt to Aqaba, it's almost, you are saying about 4 hours if you use the ship process to enter Jordan. So in Jordan, you can see, there is a lot of areas that support Jordan as a country to have the mentalities of Arabs. You can see more than one country. Let's say for Jerusalem, Israel, we have, let's say 70% of our business is coming from this area.
Okay.
And for the GCC as well, from Saudi Arabia, we have a good volume of business for the GCC market, along with Lebanon.
Okay. Okay. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me, ma'am? Hello.
The Hashemite family, the kids of and the daughters of the King Abdullah II.
Okay. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you told me that this Jerusalem, that means Israel, Saudi Arabia, and so these are the countries with which Jordan has good relationships, right?
Yes, correct.
And what about
Jordan?
Okay. Yes.
Sorry. Jordan have a good relation with most of the countries, by the way, because they, we are working on being in a line that we are known for everyone that there is no wars between Jordan with any country. So it's a well-known country for the others. For Syria, you want to ask me about the war there. It's okay. It's a nearby area, but by His Majesty King Abdullah vision, it's not affecting us. And the war it's not on the borders between Jordan and Syria. It's a little bit far away, so it's secure for us to being part of or on the lines with Syria as a country.
So, ma'am, in the month of March, our clients, they were traveling to Jordan from Canada. Okay. So at that time there was some tensions between Iraq and America. If I'm not wrong, right? In the month of March.
Correct.
So
correct.
At that time, I'm not sure, but we heard that the tourism for Jordan also it will take a pause, or these travelers won't be allowed to come inside or to come to this region. So is it the case, or how regularly this thing happen to this region?
To be honest, for Syria, Iraq, let's say, and recently for Lebanon, because Lebanon they have some issues now with the people, between the people and the government. But to be honest, in our area, it's not affecting us at all.
Okay.
Because Jordan is the safest country in the Middle East. If you will consider Jordan, we have our government, we have our politicals, and everything is secured and closed for us. So Jordan, and it's frank as well. If you read in the social media and the news, you will find that Jordan is the most safest country in the Middle East.
Okay, that's great.
And just for your information, some people they would like to see close to be close of what happening in Syria and in these areas. But as per His Majesty King Abdullah, he closed all the nearby areas. It's not allowed for foreigners to go for a line. There is a limited lines to find or to see what is going in Syria, or to live the fears that you are near to Syria.
Okay.
Third page, we spoke about the Hashemite kingdom family. Sorry, the Hashemite family. The fourth slide, you will find the attractive sites in Jordan, which is Petra, Jarash, Amman as a city, because we have a full life, and it's the capital of Jordan. You will find the Dead Sea, where people go to relax and to enjoy. Wadi Ram, Mars on Earth for us. You will find Wadi al-Mujib, Bethany, where Jesus has baptisms, and as well Madaba, along with the citadel of Amman.
Okay.
So we are putting, let's say, a little bit photos to let you see the attractive site, and to see the other image of Jordan, and to know what we have as a sites.
Okay.
Slide number 4, we are talking about the major points that you should know once you are in Jordan. The capital of Jordan is Amman. The mother language is Arabic. We are talking about 10 million people living in Jordan. We are talking about that summer, it's dirty and hot temperature, which is in the mid of from June up to September. And then you will we will go again to winter time from April till let's say mid of March or first week of May. So May or April. We are talking about the culture and the regional. We are in Jordan. We consider as a Muslim country, but we have as well the Christian. But 92% of the Jordanian are Muslim, and the rest is Christians.
Okay.
Jordan visa. Now for the visa, we have, let's say, if you want to come to Jordan, there is a procedure to do it for the visa. We have two type of nationality: the restricted nationality and the non-restricted nationality.
Okay.
The restricted nationality, they should obtain the visa prior to the arrival from their nearest embassy or consulate, or we can arrange the visa for them to get a permission from the Ministry of Tourism for them. And this permission take between 2 weeks for a month.
Okay.
But you should be 5 travelers and more. It's not allowed for the FIT. You should be 5 travelers and more.
Okay. Okay.
The unrestricted nationality, they can obtain the visa upon arrival to Queen Alia Airport or any of our borders.
Okay.
You can have it free, or you can pay the visa charge and enter the country.
So what is the status of India? I mean, so we come in unrestricted nationalities, right?
Unrestricted nationality, yes. For the unrestricted nationality, we have 2 scenarios. Even you will come by yourself and to pay the 40 GD, which is $60 per person,
Okay.
and to obtain your visa by yourself and by paying this amount of the visa.
Okay.
Or if you hold your vacation with the DMC, you should share your full passport details in advance.
Okay.
And this way we will secure for you the $60, and you have a free collective visa by the government.
Okay. Okay. So if you're coming by your own, then you'll have to pay $60. Otherwise, if you're coming via a travel agency or a DMC, so DMC will will sponsor your visa, right?
Correct, but the condition to stay minimum 2 nights or more inside the country.
Okay. Okay.
Now, on the slide number 7, you will find a video. The video, it's contain the sites of Jordan. You can see exactly what we are talking about the sites and what is going on in Jordan and what's the attractive for us. In Jordan, you can find in your tour a history to travel to. You can find attractive sites if you someone that loves to know history more and to have acknowledgement. We have Amman, we have Jarash, we have Petra. There is 100 of years history coming in these sites. And you will know our culture.
I can't see the video here, but I can listen to this.
Yes. Now I will go to the slide number 8. The video, I will keep it for you. You can see it and you can enjoy it. Slide number 4, you will find first picture. It's our traditional food, which is mansaf.
Mansaf.
Mansaf. The mansaf is the rice with a cooked yogurt and meat.
Okay.
Yes, usually we do it for the people once we love someone and we are hosting people around. It's our traditional food.
Okay.
The mansaf. You will find as well another photo about our food, which is hummus and falafel.
Okay.
At-ta'amiyya, and some people they call it ta'amiyya because it's familiar for Egypt. They said about falafel, it's ta'amiyya. It's you can say it that this type of food, it's 24 hours food. You can enjoy it in the morning with a cup of tea.
Okay.
And you can enjoy it at night or any time during the day. You can enjoy it with a cup of tea or a cold drink.
Okay.
Then you can find one Bedouin guy, which is the most popular to introduce Jordan is the Bedouins, with the old style of clothes and the shape and the style for them. They showing you how they was before, and they still stuck with the same to show the history of our country and to keep it running for more and more generator.
Okay, ma'am. So just give me 1 minute. I will do one thing. So as you give me the presentation, I'll note down my questions, and after you will finish that, I'll ask you the questions. Okay. So I'll just get a pen or a pencil to note it down. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah. with you.
WhatsApp. Don't question no WhatsApp. Okay, I got it, ma'am. You can go ahead with that.
Slide number 9 and slide number 10, we are talking about Amman as a city with the greatest video of Amman, along with Petra, which is the wonders of the world, and it has been the most popular visiting area for all the travelers for the last, let's say, 2 to 3 years, but it's known very well before. But recently, everyone is running to see Petra as a first destination and a major destination once you are in Jordan.
Okay.
Now, the slide number 11, it's talking about natural and leisure programs or sites. We are talking about the Dead Sea, the lowest point on the earth. We are talking about Hammamat Ma'in. We are talking about Ajlon Forest, and we are talking about El Mujib, Wadi El Mujib as a trekking and hiking for the people who love to have adventure as well with the natural life that we have there. Okay. We are talking, as I mentioned for you, we have the Muslims as a first religions in Jordan, then the Christian. For the Christian, there is a lot of sites, and for the Muslims, there is a lot of sites that you can focus and go through. And if you see in the religion part, you will find Bethany, where Jesus has baptized, and Madaba, Mount Nebo, and Mukawir. Most of them, they are sites that mentioned in the Bible. So once you are going there, you can enjoy it and know more about the Bible. And if you read the Bible, then you can follow. We usually put these sites, and we call it follow Jesus steps.
Okay, that's great.
Okay. Yes, as well for the Muslims, because we have here in Jordan, we have the culture that we are brother and sisters in all the religions, whatever you are Muslims or you are a Christian. As well, we have a lot of tombs for the Muslims, like Ahl al-Kahf, we have Mu'ta, and we have a lot of, for lots of area for the Muslims as well, who's coming to see what is in Quran as well.
So that means
in Jordan,
yeah, so that means religion travel can also be promoted, right? I mean, for Christians.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. For Muslims and for Christians as well. So it's it's two goals, ball codes that we have in Jordan. That we have the Muslims sites and the Christian sites. Which means that you can follow Jesus steps, or you can know more about the Quran by the sites.
Okay.
Now, if you are looking for adventure, some of the young people who's traveling all around the world, they are looking for adventure tours. You can go and to start by Wadi Ram and Aqaba, because Aqaba, it's a free zone area in Jordan. You can do some shopping. It's a water sport area as well. There is a lot of activities of water to do, as a diving, as a banana ride, as a glass boat. So there's a lot of activities to do in Aqaba. For Wadi Ram, as I told you, it's smarts on earth. You can do buggy ride, you can do horse ride, camel ride, along with the jeep ride that we have. Just to clarify a point, some people usually, once you say a jeep ride in Wadi Ram, they look immediately for the jeep ride that they have it in Dubai. Let's say for 90%, let's say from the Indians, they travel to Dubai and they do some safari jeeps in Dubai. For us, our Bedouins, they are, as I told you before, they are stuck with the old type of the Bedouin life. So we are using the old track to go inside the desert. And usually you can start it by 1 hour and a half enjoying the desert, and up to a full day there, and sometimes 2 days, 3 days. It depends on what is in your mind to have the tour and the reason of the tour there. So as I, again, to clarify it, it's not like Dubai Jeeps. We use the old Jeeps, and I can share with you some photos for our Jeeps, or you can look online on the Jeeps that we have in Jordan. But for the safety wise, his Majesty King Abdullah, he's give instruction to have as well the new Jeep tracks, which is a closed one. But usually once you are in a desert, you would like to have the fresh air and to see, and to live the experience and to be in the same atmosphere of the desert. So people, in Jordan, they don't prefer the closed Jeeps like the one in Dubai.
Okay, so I want to add something in this. So when our client came from Canada, so they preferred closed Jeep at that time. I still remember that they wanted to have a closed Jeep, and we had a discussion with the DMC with which we did the package, and I think they provided us the closed Jeep at that time.
It depends on you. Yes, some people, it's about the needs of the travelers or the tourism.
Jeep was not closed. I think they was sitting in front of the Jeep.
Two Jeeps.
So of the driver.
Two Jeeps. Yes, yeah. They were sitting
correct
with the driver. Yes.
Correct. That's why I'm highlighting, because to be honest, with my experience for 11 years with the Indian market and the Far East market, they thought, and usually they draw in mind that we did a safari in different countries, so we are expecting to have the same mentality, same materials, same types. But no, it's a different story to have a Jeep in Wadi Rum.
Okay.
But both as you mentioned, both of them are available. The old track of the Bedouins or the closed Jeeps, and both of them, it's upon request. If you prefer, some people, they think that it's preferred because it's more secure for them and more safety.
Okay.
So that's why they prefer it. Now you will go to the slide number 14. You will find Wadi Rum, Mars on Earth, the bubble tent. Now recently, as I mentioned, for Wadi Rum, it's an old area, and the people there are Bedouins. So usually, once you think about Wadi Rum and you start searching on Wadi Rum, you will find the old type of tents, which is the regular tents with the shared bathrooms, and you stand by in a line to go to the bathroom and to use the facilities, to wash your hands, to go to use the bathroom, whatever. Nowadays, we start with the bubble tent promotion. The bubble tent, you are staying in your tent, but you can open it to see the stars from your tent, not to go out from your tent and to have the experience that you are living on Mars.
Just like I.
So usually, yes, 90% from the people who's coming now recently, if they are not looking for historical tours or adventure tours, they prefer to stay in Wadi Rum, the bubble tent, and to enjoy this experience.
Okay.
And in the next slide, you will find the hotels. In Jordan, we have 3, 4, and 5, along with the 5 deluxe hotels. In Amman, all the hotels of Amman city, it's a capital, it's a city center hotels, which means it's near to shops, mall, nightlife, bars, activities, everything is nearby. In the Dead Sea, area, we have also as a hotels, but it's considering as a 4, 5, and 5 stars deluxe hotels only. There is no 3 stars hotel in the Dead Sea area.
Okay. So
and the number of the hotels, sorry?
I said there's no 3-star hotel in Dead Sea, right?
No.
Okay. So
and even though the number of the hotels in the Dead Sea area, it's less than Amman.
Okay.
As we have, let's say, 3 hotels as a 4-star, and the rest hotels are a 5-star and 5-star deluxe.
Okay. So in Amman, there are 3 hotels as 4-star, And rest are 5 stars. Is it?
In Amman, there is all the categories. You will find 1 star, 2 stars, apartment, motel, five standard, 5 deluxe. You will find all the type of hotels. You can find it in the capital of Jordan, Amman, yes. But in the Dead Sea, if you count the hotels, comparing with the volume of business that we have, it's not a huge number. We have only 3 hotels as a 4 star. Then you go to the 5 star, you will find 2 hotels from the IHG chain,
Okay.
1 hotel with the Movenpick chain, 1 hotel with the Hilton chain, and 1 hotel as a Marriott and 1 as a Movenpick. So in total hotels as a 5 star and 5 deluxe, you are talking about almost 7 hotels only.
Okay.
Along with the 4 star, yani it's the count, it's 10 to 11 hotels for the full area.
Okay. Okay.
Going from there to Petra, for Petra you will find 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 and 5 stars hotel. For the 5 stars, it's only 2 to 3 hotels as well. The rest of the hotels are economic hotels, which is the 3 star and the 4 star.
Okay.
As Petra is one of the major sightseeing in Jordan, most of the travelers, they prefer to spend at least 1 night there to enjoy Petra. If you want to visit Petra, you will spend almost 1 day, one full day there, because the walking distance that you will do is fair enough to tell you that I cannot walk anymore to any other side. So in Petra, usually the hotels that we have, comparing with the volume of business that we had in 2019, it was that we have a huge overbooking with the hotels, and sometimes we cannot arrange accommodation to support it for the guests, and we start giving them alternative sites like Aqaba, which is almost 1 hour far from Petra, and Wadi Rum. Yes.
Okay.
For Wadi Rum, we have a good volume of camps there. And as I mentioned for you, in the camps, we have 2 types of camps. The standard camps, which is you are using the regular tents and sometimes shared bathrooms, because they still working on the old version of the living experience. And we have the other camps, which is the deluxe camp. And in the deluxe camp, you can find a standard tent, but with a private bathroom, or to use the facilities of the bubble tent and to enjoy the bubble tent there.
Okay. Okay.
After that, you can go from there, from Wadi Rum to Aqaba. And Wadi Rum, it's almost 45 minutes from Wadi Rum. So in case you cannot find accommodation in Petra, you can move your accommodation to Wadi Rum. But people who have an accommodation in the program in Wadi Rum for a night, they don't like to have the idea to spend 2 days in the desert or 2 nights in the desert.
Okay.
But we have as well belly dancer activities, we have Bedouin show activities. So we start promoting Wadi Rum to spend more nights there with the activities that you can do there, with the stargazing, with the jeep ride, as I mentioned. So we are now trying to promote more activities to encourage the people to spend more nights in Wadi Rum.
Okay.
From there, you can go to Aqaba. Aqaba, as we mentioned, it's a free zone area. Everyone is going there to bring, sometimes they prefer to do some shopping. And for the people who would like to spend time at leisure, to just relax and have only beach or a pool to spend the time there. So usually the people who's going to Aqaba, they prefer for recent or current nationality like Russia, Poland, these countries that they don't have a lot of time for the summertime.
Okay,
so they prefer to come here.
So Aqaba is the only place which is linked with, which is a coastal area there. It is the only region, because Wadi Rum is not a coastal area. Petra and Amman, it is not a coastal area. So
yes.
only the coastal area there, right?
Yes, and along with the Dead Sea, but Dead Sea, يعني it's a salt water there. So people, they prefer Aqaba more than the Dead Sea if they are looking for a leisure and to activities. Because if you spend the time in the Dead Sea, you will go to the pools, and after that you can go to use the mud and the salty water. After that, there is nothing to do. But in Aqaba, there is more activities as there is restaurants, there is shops, there is a lot of activity, nightlife. There is some nightlife there, so they prefer it along with Amman for the nightlife.
Okay, I'm very curious about one question. So are there no sea life in Dead Sea? I mean, no fishes and no coastal life?
Salty water. No, it's a salty water. It's a salty water. You can only do in the Dead Sea. You can do floating. That's all.
So there are no fishes in that sea?
No.
Okay.
After you finish all these sites, you come back to Amman. If you are flying from Jordan, you come back to Amman. As we mentioned, nightlife is available for everyone. You can enjoy restaurants as well for the Indian. Just to clarify, for Amman, 99% of the Indians, they prefer to stick with the Indian food. They don't prefer to try the local food.
Exactly, yes.
Or they afraid to try the local food because of the mentality of having the veggie and non-veggie and the Jain people. So they prefer to have Indian food. For the Indian food, it's not available in all the country of Jordan. It's available in Amman only, Amman as an area. And there is a limited number of Indian restaurants that serve the typical Indian food and taste. In Aqaba, there is one or two Indian restaurants, but it's not a full Indian, it's tikka restaurants. So usually the people who come to Jordan, they have a bad experience with the food because they stuck that they cannot find food unless they use pizza or spaghetti or the stuff that they will eat it every day in anywhere, not only in Jordan. So you should highlight this point that for the restaurants and the foods, it's a limited number of them. And even though for the Indian restaurant that we have in Amman, we have 3 brands like Jammu Kashmir, Chapati, and Raccoon. The 3 of them, of these 3 restaurants, they bring the stuff from India. The cookers are Indian, officially Indians. So once you have any question or any, let's say, any concern about the food, they speak to you in your language, they explain it to you in your language, so you will feel relaxed to have this kind of food and to make sure that I'm not going back with some mistakes in my religions or doing something that I'm not trusting.
So is it only in Amman?
Yes.
Or in other cities like Wadi Rum. So my question is, how in Wadi Rum one gets food? So is it so if someone is staying in the bubble hotel, right? So
yes.
The food is also served there, or?
Yes, in Wadi Rum, in Amman, people, they don't have any issue because there is a lot of restaurants, as we mentioned, a lot of activities to do, so they don't stuck with the food. In Wadi Rum, we always sell our packages with dinner included because it's a desert. There is no way to go out and to have dinner, let's say, in a restaurant or in a near camp, nearby your camp, another camp. So usually the accommodation in Wadi Rum, we based on half board, which is the dinner inside the camp.
Okay.
And usually it's an open buffet. And in Jordan, as an international, in Jordan, in whole the country, it's an international buffet in all the cities.
Okay.
But sometimes, for your information, sometimes if you have any request, we add it to the booking, so the hotel will know that you are vegetarian or you eat fish, you don't eat eggs. Usually we put it on each reservation to the hotel to highlight it to the chef.
Okay.
From there, you will go to the second slide. You will find the border between us and Jerusalem. As the running country nowadays in next to Jordan is only Jerusalem, which is Israel. The next areas, there is no huge demand on it. But if you will follow the Jesus step and if you will follow the Quran, you will find Israel, Jerusalem, and Jordan. So the people, usually 90% of the business is running between Jordan and Jerusalem as a combined packages.
Okay.
To enter Jerusalem or Israel via Jordan, we have 3 borders, or let's say 2 borders and 1 bridge. Sheikh Hussein, which is near to Jarash, Allenby Bridge, which is near to the Dead Sea, and Arava border, which is near to Aqaba.
Okay.
The three borders giving you the same entry point to Jerusalem, but each one, it's one on the south, one on the north, and one of them in the middle.
Okay.
Sheikh Hussein border, it's an official border. Araba border is an official border. You can get the visa upon arrival for one of these borders, which is Sheikh Hussein or Araba. For Allenby Bridge, it's a bridge. It's not an official crossing point. You cannot, as an Indian, if you are in Jerusalem and considering to travel to Jordan, it's not allowed to enter via Allenby because there is no immigration desk in this point. So there is no one to stamp the visa for you. So either if you are in Jerusalem and coming to Jordan as a first entry point, you cannot use Allenby. You have to use either Sheikh Hussein or Arava border.
I have few questions. So how itinerary generally goes? So one first visit Jerusalem and then to Jordan, or you'll have to visit first Jordan and then to Jerusalem?
To be honest, we have the 2 types of program. It depends on the flight, because usually the flight from India to Tel Aviv, it's more expensive than traveling to Jordan. Let's say 70% or 80% of the people, they prefer to start by Jordan, coming from India, from any point of India, traveling to Jordan, spend a night or 2 nights to have the free collective visa. Then to cross via Allenby, because as I told you, if you travel from Jordan to Jerusalem and you use Allenby, our government, the Jordanian government, they will consider you that you are still in Jordan, and they will not ask you to double the visa, to pay the visa double. Okay. But if you exit from Sheikh Hussein or Araba, they will consider you that you left the country, and once you are returning back to Jordan, you have to pay the double visa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So how it goes? You will have to go via road only, or there are options of flight and.
There is a flight. There is a flight, but as well we are returning to the expenses that you will pay, because you can use Queen Alia Airport and you can use Aqaba Airport. For your information, we have 2 airports in Jordan. First one is Queen Alia Airport, which is located in the city center of Jordan, Amman, and another one for in Aqaba, which is King Hussein Airport.
I was looking at the flights yesterday from Delhi to Jordan. So there came 3 airports in Jordan. I don't know.
There is a third airport in Jordan, which is Marka Airport. But we are not using, we're using it for the outgoing, for the Jordanian who's traveling, let's say, to Turkey, to Istanbul, and to Sharm el-Sheikh. It's like a local airport and a charter airport. Sometimes we use it for the charter which land in Jordan.
Okay.
But the main 2 airports, it's Amman, Queen Alia Airport, and in Aqaba, King Hussein Airport.
Okay. And generally for Indians, which airport is, so from which airport the flights are cheap or in a good budget?
Always Queen Alia Airport, Amman Airport. Yes, Queen Alia Airport. Now on the second slide, you will find that we give you the examples that if you came or you fly to Jordan through Queen Alia Airport and you exit through Sheikh Hussein or Araba border and you stay by minimum 48 hours, you will have a free collective visa, But as well, the condition is to share the full passport details, the 5 major passport details, which is your name, your family name, date of birth, date of issue, date of expiry for the passport, and the passport number. If we receive the full passport details in advance, which is minimum 48 hours prior to your arrival to the country, we can arrange the free collective visa, and our representative just will stamp the visa on your passport.
Okay.
If you come via Queen Ali Airport and exit via Allenby as well, and you are returning from Allenby, you will save the double visa, as we mentioned, and as we said, most of the travelers, they prefer to use Allenby instead of Sheikh Hussein to cut the cost of the visa, double visa. You can use Sheikh Hussein or Arava, but the condition is to stay 2 nights once you are at first entry, to stay 2 nights, then to cross via Sheikh Hussein, and once you return back via Sheikh Hussein, you should stay for minimum 2 nights. Otherwise, the visa fees will be payable.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the second slide, how we are dealing with the coronavirus. As we explained in another video, and as we explained in the beginning of our conversation, Jordan has been ranked one of the safest country after the corona to travel to, because of the procedure that our government, they are working on, and they announcing that we closed all the borders, or the flights, or all the airports for the foreigners to enter Jordan, which secure the travelers and secure our country as well, and secure our region. With the COVID-19, our government is taking procedures and taking a chance to be one of the best countries that they are controlling the COVID-19 virus. Along with the numbers, comparing with the numbers that we have up to date, we have almost 748 cases only, which is comparing with the other countries all around the world and nearby countries. We are talking about small amounts of people that they are holding the virus.
Correct. So there's no community spread in Jordan, right?
No. Okay. As well as I mentioned for you, our curfew started from the mid of March up to date. They are opening right away, or right now they are opening a little bit, some restaurants, some churches, and some mosques for the people to pray. You can go out for a full day, let's say, and there is some days that we have a full curfew, that it's not allowed to anyone to go out to the street to do anything, and everything is closed. So this help us and secure us, and as well that the schools are closed, nothing is working. We work for the last 3 months with the schools as well for the distance learning, and Jordan was the best country that's dealing with the distance country, and we have a good experience with the distance learning as well. And now we start promoting and working on Jordan as a destination for the tourism field, with the distance meeting and the distance introductions for the people all around the world to introduce our country as well.
Okay.
The last slide is the thank you, which is in Arabic, shukran. So once you want to thank anyone for anything that he did for you, you'll say shukran. So after all this information, I will thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And in Hindi also, in the last we say shukriya. So if you want to thank someone, so we say shukriya.
Yes, I will start saying for my colleagues and my friends in India, I will start telling them shukriya.
Yeah, so if you need to learn some more things also, I can guide you on that.
For sure.
Okay, so
now you are open now to ask whatever the question that you have.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very sorry to interrupt you in between also.
No.
Yeah. Because at that time also we get very curious to know the things. So that is why I was questioning your.
Sure.
Okay. So first of all, I want to know what is the peak period for Jordan. I mean, how hot Jordan is in summers, and how cold it is in winters.
First of all, the rush traveling period, let's start with the rush traveling period. We have a huge demand starting from February up to end of May.
Okay.
February, it's let's say it's the Chinese period traveling. After that, we start with all the other nationality to start from March up to end of May.
Okay.
And we call it in Jordan the peak season, and we have 3 period: low, high, and peak. And for us, March to May, it's a peak season.
Okay.
Then from June till let's say August, we are talking about summer period. The summer period, the temperature, it's almost 38 degree.
Okay.
And after that, you will start from September up to November, end of November. It's again a peak season.
Okay.
From November till first, let's say 1st of December till the 20th of December, it's a low season. Then we start with the Christmas period, which is again between high and peak.
Okay.
The 10th of January. And from the 10th of January till the beginning of March, removing the February as the Chinese market peak season, it will be a low season.
Okay, so what you said about June to August, is it a high season or?
June to August, we consider it between low and high. It depends on the market and the nationality, because to be honest with you, for the other markets, if they are not looking for a hot weather, like Indian, they know what is the hot weather and they don't prefer to travel. For them, it's a low season. But let's say for the GCC, it's a high season and a peak season. So it depends on the market. So we can consider like June to August between low and high season.
So that
and it's summer season. We consider it as a summer season.
So that means for Indians, we can target March to May, and
September till November.
Yes.
Along with the New Year.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
For the temperature in the winter, in the summer, I told you it's 38 degree. For the winter time, sometimes it's reaching -1 and -2. Oh, wow. So it depends, and sometimes it's snowing. So it depends on the real feel that you have. It's between 10 to -2 sometimes.
What about Wadi Rum? Okay, so in the winters, in Wadi Rum, it must be very cold, right?
You will die there.
Yeah, so that is why I'm asking.
Usually we don't prefer to accommodate our guests in Petra and Wadi Rum during the winter time, unless we secure that the weather is good and we don't have a heavy rains. As maybe you heard last year, we had a flash in Petra, and people was there in the Petra visit, and it's a low point. So everyone have panicked that what will happen for them. And to be honest, if the water took you, you will not. There is no end.
Yes.
For having the flood. So usually in the winter time, we secure ourselves with the police and the security, that each day before going out to drive with our guests, we call the 911, which is the police line, to check how is the situation, it's open, it's closed, to make sure that we will not be okay, we want business, but by the end we are talking about humans. Correct. We cannot take the risk to take them there and to lose them.
So
for Wadi Rum,
what is the rainy season in Dead Sea or Petra?
Dead Sea, it's warmer than Amman and Wadi Rum, along with all the areas. For the Dead Sea, usually for us as a local as well, we run from the cold here in Jordan, in Amman, to the Dead Sea, because it's warmer than warmer than the capital of Jordan. In Wadi Rum recently, as I told you, we have the good experience of the bubble tent, and the bubble tent contains the AC. So even though if you spend the night there, with the cold there in Wadi Rum, it's a little bit يعني acceptable because there is an AC. But the point that if you want to go out for the Jeep ride, they started in the early morning before the sun start heating. So some people, they cannot control this cold, and if you have kids, for sure you will not have a risk to wake up them at, let's say, 6 while it's cold.
Yes.
So usually it depends on the request, depends on the travelers. We ask these questions. Once you ask us for a program for winter time, we start asking you more questions to know exactly if we can accommodate you or support your request with whatever you need or not.
Okay. Okay. So regarding food, you have already told me things about that, but you know, so as you also know that in India, so there are Jan people and some vegetarian people, so they don't prefer any non-vegetarian food. So
Yes.
in Amman, we still can get vegetarian food, but what about Petra, Dead Sea, or Wadi Dam? So yeah, Akarba, yeah. So
Aqaba.
can we, can we get good food, good vegetarian food there, or what should we say to clients if they ask us? So would we get any vegetarian food there?
Yes, for now, just for your information, all the hotels and all the camps in all the whole of area of Jordan, they support the international buffet, which means that you can find the food for the vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and even for the Jain. But to be honest and frank with you, I don't want to tell you stories without having a real conversation with you. For the Jain, sometimes we have some issues because people, they think that we know the mentality of the Jain, but for Jordan it's become like familiar within the last year or 2 years only. So for the Jain, you have to highlight that you are a Jain person, that so I can, for me as a travel agencies in Jordan, I can explain to the hotel what exactly you need and what you eat and what you don't eat.
So
And nowadays I think after,
have you
sorry.
experienced anything with Jen? I mean, is there any story? So anyone
Uh,
bothered you?
for sure, يعني how I will get experience without stories with the people. Yes, sometimes, يعني, and even though I have it with a huge group, they have like 60% of the group they was Jain, and I thought that it's like vegetarian. So because for me, before reading and going through the market more and more, I thought that it's only about Jain and non-Jain. Sorry, vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Then once I have a fight with one lady that I'm Jane, blah blah blah. Okay, 1 second, let me read. So I start knowing that they don't eat potato, carrots, and everything that is going through
Correct.
under the شو اسمه.
Yeah. So it's not your fault, because it is very difficult to deal with. I mean, so it is very difficult to deal with these guys here also in India, because they have very strict rules in their religion, like for eating.
And they don't accept to put the food next to each other. Yani
Yes.
sometimes once I have a huge group, I have to put a partition between the Jain, the non-Jain, and the vegetarian, or to do it on a separate tables, to ask the restaurants or the hotel to do each type of food in a separate area. But to be honest, for the individual travelers, I cannot ask the hotels to do a part for them. So usually they do for the international buffet, for sure. From your experience, there is part for the salads, part of the main course, blah blah blah. So the chef start explaining to you that this is a vegetarian food, along with the tags that it's mentioned on each food.
Right.
But usually, to be honest, we usually ask our agents to clarify prior to travel if they are Jain or non-Jain, because to be honest, this information, not all of the travel agents, they share or look after it. But once the guest is there for the first night, we start having bomb. That okay, I'm a Jain, I'm a vegetarian, I'm so sorry, I did not get this information before. So if we have this information before, we pass it to our hotels. There is a customer care department, they follow on the notes. Sorry, if they are handicapped, if they are wedding anniversary, if they are, let's, honeymooner, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, we start following each day with the hotels to make sure that our guests will have the same experience that they are looking for.
Correct. Okay. So moving to the next point, ma'am. So the last time we also, you know, so we were looking into some cruises also. So there are few cruises in Jordan, right? So
Correct.
yeah, so there are I think 3 to 4 types of cruises there. So can we get information on that?
Yes, the cruises that we have, it's running and stand in Aqaba.
Okay.
Some of the cruises, they come only for 24 hours, and the major sightseeing for them are Petra, Wadi Rum only. And for some of them, they have, let's say, an overnight. And we have two types: the one who stand only for a day and to do the visit of Petra, Wadi Rum, or Petra with Wadi Rum. It depends on the time of the traveling, because if you are traveling in winter time, sites open by almost 8:30 up to the sunset, which is almost 3:30.
Okay.
If you are traveling in the summertime, sites start opening by 8 and end by almost 6:30, which means that we have extra 3 hours for traveling and visiting for the summer period.
Okay. And is
For
it
the
worth
cruises,
going for cruises? Is it worth going for
sorry,
cruises? Uh,
يعني to be honest, with the numbers that we have recently, for let's say we are hosting in Jordan, we have Aida Cruise, Costa Cruise, along with 9 chefs. The main is Petra and the main is Wadi Rum only, but they don't know the other sites, which is Dead Sea, Madaba, Nebo. There's a lot of sites they are missing.
Okay.
So the cruises are focusing on some part of Jordan, but not showing Jordan as a full country, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. And so are credit cards accepted all over Jordan? I mean, so
Credit card, Visa card, yes, and the US dollar along with the Jordanian dinar as well.
So we have experienced some of the Indians who keep Indian currency in the pocket and they visit to the different destination, and from there they tell us that we don't have the local currency. So what if any this type of Indian will visit to Jordan? So what will happen to him?
If they are through you, I will charge it to you.
Okay, so there's no other option, right?
Yes, usually we before traveling we give, let's say, if we start working with any DMC. One second please.
Yeah,
يا
sure.
رغد يا حبيبتي اسحبي الخط، شوفي لا تكون هي فكرتني روحت. One second, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
يوستينا حبيبي. فاطمة اتوقع بس خليني بس دقيقة خليكي معي. one second. يلا عشان ما تكون تحت رميتي علي. لا كونسلتنت فاطمة، استني اشوف لك فاطمة كونسلتنت 1 صح؟ كونسلتنت 1 حبيبي. ماما انا معي الايجنت على الخط كونسلتنت 1 حبيبتي باي. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no issue. Yep. So
sorry, we was talking about.
Very sorry to start it late.
I'm telling you that for Jordan, if you are a first cooperation with Jordan, we usually highlight for you that the currency that it's acceptable in our country, it's the US dollar, the euro, and the Jordanian dinar.
Okay.
Yes, for the Visa card, we use the Visa card, but usually we don't encourage people to pay by credit card and Visa card, because there is extra charge on using the credit card. Not like the all over the world, there is no extra charge. For Jordan, there is almost 3 to 5% extra charge for using the credit card on the or the Visa card.
Okay.
So we prefer the cash.
Okay. How expensive? I mean, if we say about Indian people, so do they find Jordan expensive, or what about food? I mean, is food expensive there? I'm not sure if you will be able to answer that, but still you must have got some reviews from Indian clients.
To be honest with you, يعني Jordan, if you compare it with the other destination, if you will rank it between the 3 destinations that it's running with Jordan, which is Egypt, Jerusalem, and Jordan, you will find that Egypt it's the cheapest country, then it becomes Jordan, then Jerusalem as a highest destination. So for Jordan, it's average.
Okay,
It's
so one
average
meal,
that.
a one good meal for a couple will charge you how many USDs? I mean, just asking, I am curious to know that.
It depends. If you are with your wife and you want to invite her for a good restaurant, you will pay a lot. But to be honest, yani we have, let's say, starting from 5 GB, it can feed you, and to reach 5 GB, which is almost $10 per person, it can feed you, and you can reach sometimes $50 per person. It depends on the restaurants, but for the regulars, the restaurants, and sometimes more. It depends on the type of restaurant that you are looking for, the type of food. Let's say for the Indian food, if we will speak about the Indians as a market, let's say that the food for them in Jordan, it's almost 10 GD per person per meal.
Okay.
It's average. It's 10 GD, which is almost 15 US dollar per person per meal.
Yes, correct.
And usually, for your information, usually we never give the Indian food as included in the packages unless it's requested, because the international buffet at the hotel, it might cost $5, $10, $20. But to have an Indian food outside, it's more expensive than having it at the hotels, unless you are using 5-star hotels, because the dinner at the 5-star hotel is expensive more than having it outside. So usually, if you have the package for 3 and 4-star hotel, we give you the option to have dinner at the hotels, or to pay extra and to go out for Indian. If you are in a 5-star and 5-star deluxe, we give you the opportunity to choose to stay at the hotel or to go out, because it's almost same price.
Okay, I got it. Okay, and ma'am, so what is the tipping culture in Jordan? Because in India, if you're taking a service of a driver, or so if anyone is serving you, you give them a tip. So what about Jordan?
For Jordan, usually we have this mentality that it's kind of appreciation for the hard work that you have. Tips, it's and I will not say mandatory, but it's highly requested, because to be honest, if you pay tip, you will have extra care. For the tourism that we have for the last 2 years or 3 years, we highlight that it's appreciated to pay the tips for the driver or the guide or whatever the services that you have. And we sometimes requested as a minimum five US dollar per person per day. But some people, they don't accept it, and for us it's okay, and you can even pay it or leave it, and by the end we are not forcing you to pay it.
So I must tell you one thing, you are going, so if you start a business, and so Indian travelers will start coming to Jordan, you are going to experience a lot of people like this. So
yeah, after 11 years, I don't think I had already enough stories. I tried all, I think, because to be honest, I'm working on not only Indian, I'm working as well with the Far East and, let's say, Philippines. So I have enough experience with this
group. Okay, so being in this industry, I have not served all the nations, or all the nationalities like you have served. So I really want to know who you consider the best in this industry. Which nation you can consider the best, or the people of nation?
For me, the Indian are following me since I start business. So for me, it's my favorite nationality. And nowadays, without having sorry to say that, but without having calls at midnight, having headache of send me this email, do that, within you have 5 minutes deadline, for me, it's my life is empty.
Yes. Okay. So for you Indians are good, right?
Yes.
I don't feel that. You must have worked for some other. You must have served some other nationalities also.
I handled Philippine, I handled Indian, I handled Bulgarian, Hungarian, Romanian, يعني Spanish. But to be honest, because I'm like a hot chili lady, I like the mentality of the Indian, that they have everything in rush, and they would like to have everything in rush, so they are coming to my chemistry.
Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. I'll not take much time of yours. Okay. So
I'm
what?
all yours. Nothing. I'm all yours. Available for you today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay. Shukran. Uh,
Afwan.
what is it? Afwan.
Afwan. It's the opposite of shukran. So it's like you are telling me shukran,
Welcome.
I'm telling you okay, shukran as well. Welcome.
Okay.
Afwan.
Afwan.
Shukran and afwan.
Okay. So, is there any restrictions for ladies to for for clothes, or is there anything they will have to compromise on?
No, to be honest, except one point, which is all over the world, bikini is only available and allowed on the beach area, which is Dead Sea and Aqaba.
Okay. It is
Yes,
allowed,
after
right?
that, no, everything, yes, everything is allowed. But usually we prefer to tell them, like, if you are going to Jarash, to Petra, to Madaba, we prefer that you're wearing something that assists you to walk, because there is a walking distance, and the flat foot, it's the best option to have while you are visiting Petra, Jarash, Amman city as a downtown. If you are in desert in Wadi Rum, they usually use the shoes, and it's fair enough for them. For the pregnant ladies, we never prefer to let them go to use the jeep safari
Okay.
in Wadi Rum. And the walking distance in Wadi Rum, in Petra, sometimes we give them warning that pay attention, that each, let's say, 5 minutes you have to rest. Otherwise, it will be hard on you.
So, ma'am, there are lots of archaeological sites in Jordan. Okay.
Yes.
So that means, I mean, okay. So in these sites, is there any particular dress or any particular dress code which you will have to follow for these for
No,
entering these sites? Nothing.
no, nothing.
Okay. And one more. I'm just asking you. So the students of architecture, or the people who are in architecture field. So we can also target them for these archaeological sites, because they might be more interested in that.
Correct. Just for your information, we saw from our experience that, let's say, for us as Christians or Muslims, we prefer to put like hijab. For Muslims, it's a full hijab. For Christians, sometimes they prefer to cover their heads once they are in the church. And from our experience with the tourism, they respect that. And once they are entering, let's say, a mosque or a church, they putting it by themselves. So we respect that, and for us, we never put any restriction for them, because, to be honest, we know the mentality for them, that it's not familiar for them to cover the heads, or to wear the hijab, the full hijab. So for us, we are open for that. It depends on the mentality and the living style that you have. But for Jordan, it's not a point to highlight.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So, ma'am, in Wadi Rum, so there are jeeps, right? So these
Yes.
jeeps are mostly on SIC basis, as per my knowledge. Are these on?
Sorry.
So these jeeps are working on SIC basis or on a private basis? I mean, so yeah.
If I will tell you the truth, it depends on the DMC.
Okay, depends on the DMC.
Because the Jeep, yes, because the Jeep, once I'm hiring it, I'm paying full capacity. And for me, as a Yostina, if I'm telling you that your program is 1, 2, 3, I'm not calculating you as a person. I'm calculating the Jeep price.
Okay.
So you can use it for you only, for you and your wife. Let's say if you are traveling with your wife, you can use it by you. But some DMCs, to cut the cost and to have extra profits, they start putting extra people, and instead of paying, now the jeep price is 35 GOD per jeep for 6 people. So if I will put 6 people in the jeep, and I will consider 35 for each couple, so I'm having, let's say, 100 as a profit.
I got it. I got it. Uh, okay. So, ma'am, one thing, if someone is staying in Wadi Rum, okay,
Yes.
in this bubble hotels or camps. How
Bubble tent.
far? How far is medical facilities from this place? I mean, so if there's an emergency in the night, or if there's an emergency when the person is there, so how situation will be handled at that time?
There is an emergency point in the beginning of Wadi Rum, and there is a police station in the beginning of Wadi Rum. You can contact them and they can do the necessary, let's say, or the first procedures to do if there is any medical issue happened there. After that, if you need a hospital or you need doctors and x-rays and such like that, you have to travel to Aqaba, which is almost 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay, so to what age?
But as well, there is doctors inside the camps. Most of the camps, they have doctors, or they can ask the next camp to bring the doctor for them.
Okay, that's good. These type of bubble hotels or camps are preferred to what age of people? I mean, the people who are above 50, 60 or 65 or 70. Is it preferable?
Everyone, to be honest. Conference call. This is my GM.
Hello. Okay.
Now, let's say for the honeymooners, they prefer to have a such to open the window in the morning and to show you the sun coming inside the bed. And sometimes for the people who's having a love story, to spend the night looking with a cup of champagne or wine and to look on the stars.
Yes.
So it's open for everyone. And to be honest, recently we have it like for the students. Imagine for the school trips, they want to have this experience to spend the night together, because some of the tents, they take 3 to 4 persons inside the tent. So they spend the night having photos or enjoying and looking on the stars from the tents. So there is no age for the bubble tent, to be honest.
Okay. I have few more questions. I'm very sorry.
No, I'm open with you. I told you I'm today for you.
Okay. So last time I was, preparing a trip of Jordan for my clients. I checked that the rates were very fluctuating. At one point, the rate of hotel in Petra was very less. No, and when I checked after few days or after 3 or 4 days, it went very high. So I just want to understand how the rates of hotels work there. Because if I tell you about Bali, okay, we have deals with every particular hotel, and they have given us the particular rate of that hotel. Okay, like if the per night rate is 50 USD, we know that it will be 50 USD only at any stage. What about this in Jordan? How these rates work?
Yeah, and to be honest, it depends on the power of the DMCs that you are dealing with.
Okay.
Some of the DMC, they do a good relation with the hotels, with the volume of business, which means that we are not stuck with a contract rate. Sometimes we put the rate and they just sign. The minimum cost for the 3-star, let's say it's $25 per person per night with the breakfast included. But if you compare it with the 5-star, sometimes it's reaching $125 per person, and sometimes more. So there is, it depends on the category. It depends on the power of the company that you are dealing with to get the best deal for you.
Okay, and there's availability problem in Petra, right? Because
the major is Petra. Because if you rank, if you pay a vacation for you, for me, for 99%, we are saving money to go for a vacation. It might be once in a year,
yes,
or
correct.
once in the life. So you pay all your saving to have a good experience, not to have, let's say, spend the night in a motel, or to spend the night in a rubbish hotel. So if you want a decent hotel, you have to pay, yes.
So there's a hotel called Petra Guest House. How is it?
It's the best best hotel in Jordan, in Petra, let's say, and it's next to the gate. It's almost inside Petra.
And it is
But
very
this hotel, yes, but this hotel, the cost for it, it's a 4-star hotel, but the cost is for it, it's 5-star hotel. It's reaching a 5-star hotel. Also, it's fully booked almost for 2 years. So if you need it, you have to book it in advance.
okay.
Yes. Along with the Movenpick, because Movenpick is next to it. Movenpick, we have 2 Movenpicks in Petra, the one called Movenpick Resort Petra and the Movenpick Napatian. The Movenpick Napatian is far away, almost 25 minutes from the site of Petra, and the Movenpick, it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes walking to reach the site of Petra.
Okay. So, ma'am, I have seen in other destinations. So those destinations are more familiar to Indian crowd. But I've seen that at one stage, so people wants to cut off agents to arrange the things for them. I mean, people are trying to get the things arranged by their own through Booking.com, through directly
Correct.
approaching DMCs or
But after having the issue, but after having some issues on spot, you will start claiming yourself that if I book with a DMC, that I can get my money back at least.
Yes, correct.
Let's say for you, if you will travel edit and you will come to Jordan and you have a complaint, you made a booking on let's say X online platform, how you will get money, how you will secure yourself? You will stay in the street.
That's
and this is what we try to explain it to our guests, because sometimes if they compare the price, the attractive price on the online platforms, they start negotiating the price and start telling you that your price is expensive comparing with 1, 2, 3. But we always give them that be patient, because if you have any issue, you have at least something in hand. Our office, you have our name, so you can at least secure yourself, you secure your money. If there is anything happened, you can at least have a refund.
Okay. So ma'am, is there any price difference between for different nationalities? I mean, so say if an Indian is coming and an American is coming, so is there any price difference for both?
No, it's one price for all, but again and again, it depends on the power of the company and the volume of business that you're having for this market. Let's say, I cannot compare the FIT business from India with a charter coming from USA or a double. Yeah, it depends on the markets, and as well, it depends on the company. That's if they are approaching a market, they are getting the best deals for them.
Correct.
But for Jordan, it's one price for all except the GCC. The GCC, they have a different contract and different different concepts. And for, let's say, the charter flights which running in Aqaba and in the Dead Sea, they have different prices.
Okay, I got it. Okay, a few more questions. Very sorry.
لا والله عادي.
So I read somewhere, and I have already also experienced that for Jordan there are few types of visas on websites on official websites. So in one visa, the sites tickets are including, and in the other package, site tickets were not included. In one package there was. So it depends on the number of days also, right?
It's called Jordan Pass ticket.
Yeah. So in
Jordan Pass ticket.
Yes, in that visa is also included. So I only did 1 or 2 packages for Jordan for people, but I checked the things there. So I
Correct.
am confused in that. Yes.
No, now for the visa, the regular visa that you have, it's free for sure. Yani the minimum number of nights that you are spending in Jordan is minimum 2 to have at least 2% of the sightseeing, which is the major sightseeing, Madaba Nebo and the Dead Sea. If you are staying for minimum 3 days, 2 nights, you are getting the free visa. People, they go to the Jordan Pass ticket to get the Jordan Pass ticket. They are considering that they having a free entry for the site, but if you calculate it with the pen and the paper, you will find that you are paying it. Noting that the Jordan Pass ticket, it's not covering all the sites, not covering all the activities. So on spot, sometimes you have issues that it's not covering all the sites that you enter. Churches are not covering or not covered by the Jordan Pass. The Jeep ride in Wadi Rum, it's not covered in the Jordan Pass. The people who's not reading or going through the Jordan Pass correctly, once they are here, they start having fights with the driver or the guides that why you are asking us to pay. Sorry, but this site is not included. And sometimes it's causing us some trouble with that the people, they start thinking that the driver or the guide is thief and he's want to take extra money. But
Right.
you should consider in your mind that the Jordan Pass, okay, it's saving you the visa, but in all cases, if you are staying for 2 nights and more, the visa is free.
Right.
So you are getting it in the same way, but in two different lines. Churches, mosques, and some activities are not included in the Jordan Pass ticket. So usually, once I'm selling Jordan Pass ticket to the people, I explain to them exactly that please pay attention. I can help you and support you to buy the Jordan Pass ticket, and I can send it to you. But in the meantime, you should consider these expenses, that uncovered expenses in the Jordan Pass.
Okay. What about shopping part? Is there anything special in Jordan? People can buy it from there.
Dead Sea mud. First thing, the Dead Sea mud.
That cement. So what exactly?
Yes. The Dead Sea mud, it's a mud you can take it from
Mud.
the Dead Sea.
Okay.
Yes, face mud and facial mud. Usually the people, they prefer it and they took it as a souvenirs for everyone. So once they are in Jordan, they took a salt. There is a type of salt you put it in the bath to relax and to have the experience of the Dead Sea. You can take it as a souvenirs. Sometimes the mud, sometimes the Arabic and the traditional sweets in Jordan. The mosaics in Madaba and Nebo, and some people, they buy a lot of stuff like that to give it as a souvenirs for the friends once they are there.
Okay. So one last question. So is there any?
And can I highlight something as well?
Sure. Yes.
For some nationalities, they said it's not allowed to you to take our guests for shopping.
Okay.
But you have to pay attention. Let's say for the Chinese, they never accept to stop with the people for the souvenirs shop because they prefer to do it in Jerusalem part. In Jordan, the highway between Amman and driving to Aqaba, or to Petra or Wadi Rum or to Aqaba, all the restaurants or the cafes, they have a part of souvenirs. And there is the restrooms in these restaurants. Usually we stop with our guests to let them relax, to have a cup of coffee or to use the bathroom. Some tour leaders, they start sending complaints that they stop us in a shopping or a souvenir shop. No, it's not a souvenir shop. It's a restaurant along with a souvenir area, along with the restrooms. So some markets, they have an issue that why you took us for a souvenir. No, dear, pay attention. It's not a souvenir. We stop you just to have a break while driving. As in Jordan, for your information, driving distance, it's a lot. From Amman to Petra, you are talking about almost 3 hours driving.
Okay.
So if you are coming to Amman and driving to Petra, spend 3 hours in the car, it will be headache on you and on the driver. So you have to stop on the way to have a little bit relax.
Yeah. So this problem is in the industry all over the world. So so we can't say anything about travelers or group leaders. So they can come out with any question or anything they have in their mind. Okay, Aman, one thing I want to know. So are there any portrait charges for the airport arrival? Any other charges?
Portages
Portages
charge, yes.
Yes.
It's chargeable, but some of the DMCs, they put it as an extra service or a VIP service for her guests. For us, the purchase at airport, we do it as included in the price, and we cover it from our end, from our markup for our guests, along with water every day in the car, 2 bottle of water, two small bottle of water per person per day, to include it in the package free of charge during the tour.
Okay, continuing with the water thing, how expensive is water in Jordan in the hotels? Can you have?
In the hotels, it's tourist prices. It's a little bit expensive, so usually we prefer to ask our guests if they want extra water, to bring it from outside and to have it with them.
Okay.
Because outside in the shops it's almost 25 cents to 35 cents, something like that. In the hotel sometimes it's cost 2 GD, which is can buy for you 4 bottle instead of paying 1 bottle from the hotels.
Okay, last question. This is seriously last.
And the water tap is applicable. You can drink from the water tap in all the country, and it's drinkable.
So drinking water tap water is safe, unlike India, right? Okay.
Like in Jordan, let's say 60% they are using the mineral water, and the rest they are using the regular water.
Okay. Last question, ma'am. What future you see for this SIC tours after this pandemic thing? Because now there will be lots of restrictions on SICs as per these industries people's point of view. So what do you say about it?
To be honest, what we see that even though for let's say if we are talking about a price part or selling price for the tourism, they will stay prefer the seated in coach because it's much cheaper than the private. But with the changing of the mentality, as you know, we still not getting any tourism in our country after the corona and the COVID-19 virus. So we don't know how is the mentality nowadays for the people. For us, I think for me as a personal idea, I prefer to pay more and to have a private tour and to secure myself and to secure my family, rather than saving money to go with a seated in coach tour. So I think with the first arrivals or with the first month of running again the wheels of the tourism, we will start clear image if in coach will be still they prefer coach. And nowadays for the government in Jordan, they said that it's not allowed to have a full capacity in the buses, which means the large bus, which is 48 guests, will have only half capacity for the travelers.
Correct. Yes.
So I think we have to see after the wheels come back what is happening, at what's the change that it's made in us.
Correct. And ma'am, so now what you so you must have some expectations from my side in India, right? So if you can, if you can discuss on that, I just want to know how you want me to work on this and how I can prove good to promote this destination here in India.
First of all, for Jordan, it's become a familiar destination for let's say 70% of the Indians. The agents, they start seeing their potential of being selling Jordan. The potential as well, it's booming. Last year we have a huge number of business coming from India. But again and again, to be honest, for me, this question have a big question mark, that after the corona, how people will think, how people will start acting and start thinking that they might remove Jordan from their mind. Maybe they will think that Paris, I will pay another $20 extra, or sorry, $200 extra, and I will travel to Paris. It will be my dreamland. So I think after COVID-19 and after the change, and we're starting getting some feedback and some agent replies, we can discuss how it affects us and how we can do it. But for India, it's a booming destination. For me, for Jordan, it's a booming destination, and we hope that we will have double volume of business that we had last year, but with the good services and with the good rates, comparing with what we have now. Yani we hope so that we will have the mentality to be open more and more and to support the tourism field,
Ma'am,
not to increasing the price.
yes, I have seen Indian market, and I can surely tell you that honeymooners in India, so they are in a very high number, and because most of the population in India are youngsters around the age of 25 to 30 to 35, right? So these youngsters are getting married now, and if we can target these and we can show them this destination as a somewhat of honeymoon destination also. I know so it is more of an archaeological thing, but still we can portray it as a honeymoon destination also to these customers, because these honeymooners travel to different nations a lot. They don't want to travel to India, they want to travel outside India only. So we can
For
target,
sure.
right?
For a such and I had it before, and I just for your information, the Kempinski Ashtar in the Dead Sea, they have some rooms that it's designed for the honeymooners. The
Okay.
full room is based on a glass room, so you can enjoy it, and the jacuzzi inside the room. Spa, a little bit, it's a small spa inside the room. So yani it's giving you the chance that yes, we are a honeymooner and we will enjoy our honeymoon as well. For us, we usually, for the honeymooners, we give also VIP treatment. And as I mentioned, the VIP treatment depends on what is the situation and what you are doing. For us, for the honeymooners, we usually give champagne and we give flowers upon arrival, and champagne in one of the hotels to let them celebrate. And sometimes we ask the hotels to do the decoration and to the design of the honeymooners. So for Jordan, we can treat it for sure, and we can target it as well.
Ma'am, do you have any content team, or the team which is creating a content for marketing? I mean, if we can create contents for honeymooners, I think that can prove more. That can prove better in India.
You mean like flyers
The
to share
flyer,
it?
yes,
Flyers.
or photos,
Uh,
something like that. Yes.
Yes, for sure. We have a team, but as I told you from we start the conversation before 2 days before, we are not all the team is working, and now we are working only on the marketing. But I can ask my colleague in the social media and the design department to start working on some flyers for you and to start sending to you. But I think it need 10 days to be ready.
Okay. If I want, if someone wants to travel to Jerusalem also with Jordan, so I'll have to take prices from you, or I'll have to take the rates from your side only, right?
As you wish, we can put you in touch directly with our partner, or we can put it from our end. We can support you and send it for you from our end. Noting that for Jerusalem, this part is very expensive comparing with our part. So usually we prefer to keep the price separately. So I give you one program, but I put for you, just to clarify to you, that Jordan part is costing, let's say, 300. The Jerusalem part is costing 700. So you will know why the rate is expensive, and where you are paying the money extras. And maybe you'll start telling me, no, my budget in Jerusalem, it's almost 500. So please squeeze the sites, squeeze the hotels, or do whatever. So usually I can do the combined program with two separate prices.
Okay. So just last question. This Agraba, it is Agraba, right?
Aqaba.
Aqaba, is it the Aladdin one? The city which is in Aladdin?
Next to Eilat.
You have seen the cartoon Aladdin?
No, to be honest.
Okay, I'll share the link with you. You can have a look. You must have seen that Aladdin.
Maybe, to be honest, but the name is, I don't remember it. Maybe.
Okay, okay.
If you share it for sure, I will check it.
I'll share that. I'll share that. Yep. It's more than enough, ma'am, from my side. If you want to share any other thing, you can let me know.
For sure. As well, I already sent you another link, another PDF. You can go through. You will find more details and more details about our country, about the sites. There is unknown sites for the traveler. Let's say for the people who love sport and they love the cars and the motorcycles. They can find in Jordan. We have the Royal Automobile Museum, which is unfamiliar for the travelers. So if you go to Jordan presentation, you will find more details about Jordan, about the culture, about the sightseeing, about the attractive sightseeing as well. And if you need anything, for sure, I will be more than happy to assist you or to clarify or to give you more details about anything.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. I'll see the content, the mail which you have sent me just now. Okay. And I
Yes,
also sent you the picture of Aladdin. If you can have a look once.
for sure, I will check it.
Yes. Okay.
Alauddin, it's in Wadi Rum. They do the filming for it in Alauddin in Wadi Rum.
Okay, so this,
we have it as well in Wadi Rum.
Okay, so it is based in so this fiction, the stories has come out of Jordan only, or is it coming out from Egypt? I mean, so this
We
Akraba.
have our version.
So it is your version.
We have the Jordanian version.
Okay, okay.
And by the way, it's Alauddin. You should take it out. Alauddin.
Aladdin. Okay.
Alauddin.
Okay. So because in India we say it Aladdin. So
no, for us we took the word inside, so it's Alauddin. So
yeah,
Alauddin.
this city Akraba,
Aqaba.
So it is, in this Aladdin.
Alauddin.
Yeah, so in this movie the city name which they are using is Akraba only. So I thought that there's some connection.
I think to be honest, as far as I know, I'm not giving you, I don't want to give you a wrong information, but as far as I know, Alauddin was between Aqaba and Wadi Rum, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong.
Because
but
if it is correct,
I'm not having it's 100%.
If it is correct, we can use this thing to target customers, because in India people are very fond of this thing. So
hold on, عمران. ديزني علاء الدين بتاع الكرتون هذا بتاع الأطفال لما تصور بوادي رم العقبة صح؟ mainly it was وادي رم. بقول لي بس كان فيها عقبة. أنا مش متذكر الفيلم.
لا أنا بعرف إنه كان الستاف جزء من الستاف يناموا بالعجلة.
As we know, the staff of the filming was in Aqaba, but the major filming was in Wadi Rum. But maybe they took some photos in Aqaba. I will look after that and I will take it. I will watch it today on YouTube.
I'm telling you this because we Indians are watching this thing from when we were kids. Okay. And lots of people are fan of it, and we can also use this thing to promote the destination. So I'll also have a look on Wikipedia or internet, and I'll also get some points there.
Me too. I will look after it tonight, and maybe I will watch it with my boys.
Sure. Okay.
So no, for sure. If I have any answers, to be honest, sometimes I will tell you I don't have any answers, and I will get back to you with answers. Because once I'm giving answers, I prefer to have it 100% sure before mouthing anything. Yeah, so that's why I will look after it today, and I will give you the answer even on WhatsApp.
Sure. Thanks a lot. And I would need your guidance also, for Indian market. From my side, I'll try to do whatever I can do, but I would also need some guidance from your side. What other representative of yours are doing? how, where they are lacking and where they are going good. If you can share the things with me, I can also apply those things, right?
For sure. Just يعني Anna, to be frank with you, we will do another conference call and we will start discussing the part of the representative. Uh, as I told you yesterday, we are looking for active representative and a representative that they can be trust and they can full power to introduce Jordan more and more. And nowadays we are doing some marketing for Jordan. But يعني, to be honest, with the shutdown that you have in India, there is no response from the agents. So I think by the 1st of July, we will have a good potential to start getting business. And I hope that the lockdown in India will be ending soon.
Yeah, we are also hoping the same, because at this point of time, all the agents, they are very they are broke almost, and so they don't know what is the future of theirs in India. So that is why all of them are they're not getting interested in these things, and they are just managing other things in their life.
Correct.
Hopefully we'll get good response further. Just let me know wherever you want my assistance or my help in this. I'll always be there. Whenever you want to have whenever you want to have a second conference call, I'll just let me know. We can schedule.
For sure, I will be always as well here to support you to grow together in the market and to introduce Jordan as a country for the Indians and to show them that Jordan deserves to be one of the best destination to travel to, along with Jerusalem as well.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now
you have sent the mail you sent today. In that there's a list of companies.
This is the Jordanian local companies or the incoming DMCs that work in Jordan.
Your mic got muted. Yes.
I'm so sorry. No, I got a phone call. As you see, this is the rank that we receive yearly from the Jordan Tourism. The Jordan Tourism yearly they do the points to see which is the best travel agents in all, along with 148 other incoming DMCs, and with all our partner in success and with all our friends and partners, Jordan Experience has been ranked for the 3rd year in row, the first DMC, along with the volume of business, the volume of traveling, the best deals that they are getting, as well with the thanking letter and the services, the high quality of services that we have for the last 3 years. We rank number 1.
That's great. That's good. Okay, ma'am, I want you to have discussion with your management, and if in the next conference call you can let me know the path in which I'll have to move further. I am ready to put in my 100%. My team is also ready to put in their 100% in this, and we have a office in which I can I can get other employees also. I can hire other employees for particular destinations. So if you I am all in for this. If I just want you to give me a brief a brief introduction on how to go with this. Okay, so I need your guidance.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, I will do it. For sure, in the next conference, we will do it.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, and thanks a lot. Thanks for giving your
most welcome.
2 hours to me. Okay, thanks a lot. And
for me, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Shukran.
عفوا. يعني stay safe at this stage and take care of yourself and your beloved one and your family. And I hope to see you soon, and for sure I will talk to you again and again and again, and I will bother you again and again and again.
Same here, ma'am. Same here. I'll bother you again and again and again. Okay.
خلاص, enjoy your day and take care.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.